So now we are looking at a ski club. And they're doing like a little Olympic Games. And they've made some graphs here where it says the starting fee is higher if you're a junior, 11 to 7 years old, than if you're a minor. Okay, so we're looking for one of these lines that is got a higher cost per person. And that is of course going to be the steepest line. So this one here must be the junior starting fee, the higher one. Whereas this one, it doesn't cost as much to enter, so it must be the minor starting fee. Okay, so the steeper one must be the juniors. It costs more for 100 juniors to start than it costs for 100 minors to start. What start fee do you have to pay if you're a junior? And what start fee do you have to take if you're a minor? Well, the easiest way to do that is take the point where it's easy to read off the graph. And it's fairly easy at the point 500 here. Because if you read back off the graph, with a straight line on using your rulers, you actually can get back that for the juniors, 500 people cost 15,000 kroners. So the fee per person must be the cost. Fee per person must be the cost of 500 people divided by the number of people. The steepness of the graph, remember, the rise divided by run. So rise, the change in the y-axis, divided by the run, the change in the x-axis, gives you the cost per person, the gradient of the graph. So we get equals 15,000 divided by 500. How can we know we're right? By putting our units in. The number here is in kroners, and the number here is in people, or persons. So we'll get an answer. The zeros cancel. We get 150 divided by 5. It gives us 30. 30 what? Kroners per person. So we know that the junior start fee is 30 kroners per person. In the same way, we'll get the minor start fee. Whereas if we read off the minor graph, we should get 10,000. So for the minor, the cost of 500 minors is 10,000 kroners divided by 500 again kroners per person, giving us 20 kroners per person. So the cost for each minor is 20 kroners per person. Don't forget to answer the question in words. Then it says, 1 year you did have 500 children and youths, so minors and seniors, competing in this little mini Olympics. And they earned a certain number of money. So how much did they earn and how many juniors were there? Well, we know that each junior, let's say that we had 300 juniors and 200 seniors. How would we work out the money that we would earn? Well, for every junior we'd have 300 times 30 kroners. And for every junior, minor, sorry, that should be minor. And for every minor that we had, we'd have 200 minors and we'd get 20 kroners. And that would be the total that we would earn. So we have to do the same thing, but we actually don't know how many juniors and how many minors we have. So we have to put it in terms of x and y. If we call x junior, and let's call them x, the little ones first. X is smaller. X is minor, y is junior. What do we know about the number of juniors and minors? Well, we know that altogether x plus y equals 500. We have 500 of them in total. But if we then put it in terms of how much money do we earn, Well, for every junior, it earns us 20 kroner. So 20 times the number of minors plus 30 times the number of juniors will give us the total amount that we earn, which is 13,110 kroners. So what do we do now? Now it's easy because we have two equations with two unknowns. If we just rearrange x here, we know that x will equal 500 minus y. Get x by itself by subtracting y to both sides. We know that x equals 500 minus y. This one we then put straight into that equation. Hey presto, x disappears. So wherever we see x, we write 500 minus y. So we get 20 times 500 minus y plus 30 lots of y equals 13,110. Expand our brackets out. 20 times 500, well, 2 times 5 is 10, and we've got 3 zeros left, so put those in. So we get 10,000 minus 20y plus this 30y from here, that stays the same, equals 13,110. Now it's quite simple. This 10,000 will go over to the other side. Subtract 10,000 to both sides. 30y minus 20y will give us 10y. Minus 10,000 to both sides means this 10,000 goes. We get 13,110 minus 10,000, giving us 3,110. So if 10y equals 3,110, 1y, divide both sides by 10, equals 311. So we now know that we had 311 juniors. So we now know that we must have had 189 minors, because 189 plus 311 equals 500. Are we finished? No, because if we've done it all right, our check will work. That 20 times 189 plus 30 times 311 will equal 13,110. And if you do that in your calculators, it does equal that. So you've done your check as well, which is the beauty of algebra with simultaneous equations. You can always check that the answer that you got is correct.